Saving money is not going to make you rich, but the ability to save money is what will make you rich. That's why today, Relentless Growth is going over 10 tactics you can use to save more money out of every payday. We'll have a bonus at the end where I show you one easy way to make money in your free time from home. I know that sounds kind of scammy, but it's real and I do it all the time. First, let's get a tough truth out of the way. In order to save and invest money, your income must be higher than your expenses. Cutting some expenses can be tough. If you already have 2 kids, you already have an auto loan, and rent is due. That's not going to change. But most people do have expenses they can cut, and you've got to be honest with yourself. If you find a magic switch to increase your income, wake up or just close on the rental property. Because I think the closest thing to a magic switch is real estate. The more money you have, the easier it is to make money. But no matter where you are, if you are watching this video, you can find a way and win, even if the odds are stacked against you by accident or otherwise. Number 1, statement scraping. Basically, I want you to go through the statements for your checking account and any credit cards. What we are looking for here is any subscriptions you don't use or you seldom use. If you've not used it in the last 60 days, as in you've paid for it twice for no reason, chances are you need to cancel. If you have all 3 of Hulu, Netflix, and YouTube Premium, but you always just open Netflix and didn't remember you have a Hulu account until I said it, then the Hulu account needs to go. Number 2, option and brand scraping. When I say option scraping, I mean things like your internet service. Do you need the maximum gaming speed? If you're a hardcore gamer, or if you're uploading massive files to your Google Drive or YouTube channel, then yeah, maybe you need the most expensive internet option. But if not, you can probably reduce your contract to just the most basic internet service. You can do the same thing with physical items. Yes, you can buy the name brand dryer sheets if you want to, but chances are that the Walmart brand right next to them is 90% the same, if not the exact same item from the exact same factory with just slightly different packaging. If what you get out of a product or service is mostly the same, but another option is half the price, go with the cheaper option and save the difference. Number 3, bulk purchases for key items. This is the one that my mom taught me, but I don't do it the same way that she did. She would buy like 10 million 50% off steaks at Kroger's, and then we'd have steak for dinner most every night for a few weeks, and then the other half of the steaks just kind of sat in the freezer for an eternity, and eventually we'd get to them. Instead, for myself, I only purchase items in bulk that I know I use frequently. For instance, I'm drinking a super unhealthy but delicious orange Monster right now. Instead of grabbing one from the convenience store on the way to or from work or picking out a little box of 4 Monsters, I'll get the big pack of 10 Monsters at Walmart so that they cost less per unit. And I know that the item won't go to waste because it isn't that I'm buying it because it is on sale. Rather, I know I'm going to buy a lot of it regardless, so I am choosing to purchase in bulk. Number 4, reverse budget. I'm not going to talk about making a budget. I hate traditional budgets. I do not track every penny that I spend. Instead, I just have an automatic deposit set up for payday every 2 weeks to move money from my checking account that receives most of my income to an external high-yield savings account. If you aren't able to save money, it might be because you wait until the end of the pay period to see what's left, and sure enough, nothing is left. If this sounds like you, try having just $50 or $100 automatically moved next payday. Don't even look at this separate savings account. It should be with a different bank than your checking account, and I'm willing to bet that you'll have the same money left over at the end of the pay period. But now, there's also money in a savings account. Number 5, Acorns. On the note of hiding money from yourself, you could also download an app called Acorns or similar apps. I'm sure there's more than one, and synchronize some of them to your cards. They save the change left over from every transaction. So when you go out to eat and you spend $24.56 at the restaurant, they just automatically take that leftover 44 cents and put it in your investing account with them. And nobody is going to notice 44 cents disappearing. But after a period of months or a year, you might end up with a sizable sum at the end. Number 6, avoid fancy investments. In line with the first two scraping recommendations, don't lie to yourself about what an investment is. Buying that $1,000 suit isn't an investment if you'll only wear it a few times a year. Just get the $300 suit and maybe get it tailored to fit well. A self-improvement or finance book, and I love those, are not investments if you do not read them. I do have the bad habit of buying books faster than I read them, so much so that I have like a dozen extra books, and a lot of the ones I have I would still like to read again. As a result, I actually haven't purchased a new book for myself in 6 months. Number 7, materialism walkthrough. Another reason a lot of people have trouble saving money is they just buy stuff. You walk into Target for shampoo, and then you see a cool belt, or a nice purse, or a new video game, and before you know it, the cart is full, and you're unloading into your trunk and thinking to yourself, what have I done? To try and get out of this, I have an exercise I propose that you do periodically. If you're at home, do it physically right now, and otherwise you can just walk through it in your head. I want you to stand up and look around your living room, your dining room, go to your bedroom and look in the closet. And when you see all your stuff, think to yourself, when was the last time I used this, or this made me happy? If you can't think of that time, or it was a really long time ago, you don't need any more of that. So next time you're at Target, make a beeline straight for the item you came for, and on the way back, I want you to start, as soon as you're walking away with that item, doing this walkthrough in your mind. Don't think, oh, this new belt, I'll use it every weekend. Instead, think about the last cool belt that you bought and remind yourself how infrequently you've used it or how it didn't really make a difference to your happiness. Number 8, count dollars, don't pinch pennies. It may seem counterintuitive that in a video about saving, I'm telling you not to pinch pennies, but hear me out. If you spend 3 hours running around to 5 different grocery stores to maximize your couponing, chances are you are completely spent mentally by the end of that and not productive for the rest of the day. Now, maybe you love shopping and you are the exception, but probably not. Instead, I want you to focus those brain bites towards more time-efficient ways to help yourself. That might mean working a side hustle of some kind, or just reminding yourself when the lease runs out that you don't really need that extra bedroom, so it's time to downsize to a smaller apartment and save $200 a month that way. Number 9, fight lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is the kiss of death in generating wealth. Because I use the reverse budget, I actually spend quite frivolously despite saving well. And part of the reason I've been able to do it is that when my income goes up by $500 a month, I don't allow myself to now spend another $500 a month. I instead pay myself another $400 a month by saving or investing it automatically every payday. And then if I spend the other $100 increase, that's okay. Some people will tell you to just save it or invest it all. And that is, in fact, good for your finances, but depending on your lifestyle and where you are financially, this might not be practical, especially if you've been neglecting your bills, for example. I think if more than half of your pay increases are going into savings and investments, you are on the right track. Number 10, credit cards. You should use credit cards. I cannot emphasize that enough, but it's the last item on the list for a reason. And that reason is that many people get a credit card with a $5,000 example balance, and then they act like it's an extra $5,000. No! That's stupid! There's a reason Dave Ramsey says credit cards are bad. Because most people will use credit cards irresponsibly to buy things that they otherwise could not afford. But karma is a bitch, and the bill will come due. However, if you are responsible, and you have the discipline to spend exactly the same, no matter if that's with debit, cash, or credit, then using a credit card can make a positive difference. If you spend $500 total on groceries and utilities, and you use a 2% cashback credit card, guess what? You just saved $10. Bonus content: how to increase your active income. If none of this is enough, then all that remains is to increase your active income. There are as many ways to do this as there are jobs, side hustles, and investments. So I'll just introduce you to one really easy one. Please open 2 other tabs, and on one of them, I want you to type in Fiverr.com, and on the other, I want you to type in Canva.com. On Fiverr, I want you to search thumbnail. Then on Canva, make an account and start making thumbnails. I make most of my thumbnails for free on Canva, and the going rate on Fiverr seems to be $5 each. And you can do this on a Saturday while the commercials are on, you jam out to music, or that new episode of your favorite show plays in the background. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.